What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Fig Heel YouTube channel. And today we're going to be taking a look at my top 10 figures of 2024. Stay tuned. All right, Fig fam. 2024 is in the books. A lot of great figures this year. A lot of great things happened, including the release of the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, Modern Edition 2010 to present day, full color, black and white, hardcover paperback, a picture for every release. Pretty incredible, honestly. A lot of fun here. If you're a collector, you need this. Every AEW, WWE, NJPW, TNA, Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, Ring of Honor, GCW, CZW, you name it, it is in there. And honestly, it's a must-have for collectors. Keep track of what you have, want, and need. Get it now on Amazon.com or simply go to heelbooks.com. Now, we're here to take a look at my top 10 figures of 2024. But before we get into the top 10 figures of 2024, I'd like to acknowledge some runner-ups, right? There is a lot of great figures that came out this year. It is not only 10. In fact, it's not only 15, but I do have an additional 5 figures I'm going to show you. It was one hell of a year of wrestling figures. But one thing that I want to touch on before we move into this is that what I chose is literally based on not having re-releases, okay? So something that came out a previous year and then was re-released this year, I don't count that, right? Like, for instance, Taker's Revenge. Not that that would be in my top figures of the year, but Taker's Revenge, right? That ringside exclusive, then it came out this year and from the vault. I wouldn't include that. Anything that was a direct re-release of a previous year's figure, I don't count because, in my opinion, that figure was up for figure of the year in that previous year, and I don't think it's fair for it to also be up for figure of the year in another year. You know what I mean? So I kind of kept away from those. And the thing is, there was a lot of re-releases. But in no particular order, I have some figures that I wanted to show off. And number one is Eddie Guerrero. Again, this is not a top 10 figure, but it is a great one. I love this era of Eddie Guerrero. I love the Eddie Guerrero is my favorite wrestler shirt. The Cruiserweight title. I love all the heads it came with. Everything about it. I think the body mold is great. I think the tights deco is incredible. Love WCW Eddie. And I love the Monday Night War line. So that was definitely in my my runner-ups. So also, Dominic Mysterio, right there, Dirty Dom, with the flannel, the bandana, the glasses. Really great figure. But again, not top 10. Another one that was close. The Disciple. I love this figure. Build-A-Figure Disciple. A lot of great deco hits right there on the tights, man. On the pants, I mean. Look at the skull belt buckle. The chain hanging. I mean, they really nailed a lot of stuff, including his likeness here. Love the Hollywood Hogan bandana, as well as his sunglasses. The hair is great. Just an overall great figure, but did not make it into my top 10. Another figure that's great that didn't make it in, KWK, Kayfabe Heroes, Mike Mantar Halleck. Limited to only 350 of these. Never thought we'd get a Mantar, but man, look at the Mantar mask and then look at him. They nailed this. This is incredible. And this company is so slept on, but they do incredible work. So that was in my top 15. And last but not least, don't see this getting a lot of love, but I think it's an incredible figure. Chelsea Green. I love this figure. All right. A little loosey-goosey, and that was my biggest issue with it. But this was pre-Vietnam. Very cool, though. Loved all the small nuances here, right? The sheer, the mesh, the hat, the tattoos on the fingers. There's so much to talk about here. Excellent, excellent figure, but not a top 10er. So all my runner-ups right there. Pretty cool. Now we're going to get into the good stuff. Starting off at number 10. This guy got quite a few figures in 2024. Quite a few. But this one was my favorite. From Unmatched Series 8, Chase Brody King. This thing is incredible. So 1 to 3,000, who knows how true those numbers are, right? We've been disputed that for years. The vest is incredible with the rib cage, the stitching. He's got his chain and master lock necklace. He's got the ski mask as well as the bandana over his face. But check this out. I want you guys to zoom in on the ski mask. You can see the lines that a ski mask has. That's how fine the lines are. Very, very cool, man. Very beautiful. I love the tattoos, that like Toxic Avengers on there. All the chest tats, so colorful. Great normal head scan. Everything about this was a home run to me. Love the boots with the white flames. There's so much to love here. And the fact that they have the actual picture on the box, they don't always do that anymore. But this figure, a banger. Had to have it in my top 10, and it's coming in at exactly 10. So there he is. Brody King. Man, he's got a lot of figures, and I think all of them are excellent. Next up, we have from Grapplers and Gimmicks. This figure's controversial. Got a lot of hate, but I love it. I genuinely love it. Duke the Dumpster Droese. This is somebody I've wanted in figure form for quite some time. I think Mitch nailed all of the colors on the actual gear, right? Even has the back brace, the blues, the grays, that like, I don't know, greenish, tannish color. Everything about it. The backwards hat, the likeness on the face, the gloves. I mean, everything about this looks just like your everyday trash man, which is exactly what Duke the Dumpster Droese looked like. He does come with a trash can. It's got a little dent in it, some creasing. He can hold the trash can. He can hold the lid. I love it, man. This is the figure that I wanted in my childhood in the Hasbro line, and now we have it. I see some negative things said about it, but they don't dictate how I pick my figures. And I think this is a well done figure. I really do. I love it. And it looks great on a shelf. Happy to have this one in my collection. Mr. Duke the Dumpster Droese coming in at number 9. Now, this is a little controversial, but this is a figure that I don't own yet. Don't own it yet. Everybody wants to know, like, what don't you have? This is one that I am currently steady on the hunt for. And that is Brandon Cutler's Chase figure. My buddy Fig Vault got one. My buddy Toy Addict 316 got one. My buddy Bats_Wrestling got one. I am steady hitting these stores trying to find Brandon Cutler. But even though I don't have it in hand, I have seen it enough and I've inspected it enough to know this is a figure of the year. Coming in at number 8 is AEW Brandon Cutler. Now, this figure, the ombre in the suit, the yellow, the blue, the mask, the spray can, the hands, the sneakers are insane. This figure has so many deco hits. They spared no expense on this. My only complaint with it, is the head sculpt has the goatee as opposed to the fuller beard that is shown in the picture on the box. So if I remember, which sometimes I don't remember, I'm going to have a picture of it up on the screen while I'm talking about it. It is a beautiful figure. And even if I don't find it in stores, it's a must for me to get on the secondary market. Easily number 8 in my top 10 for 2024. Brandon freaking Cutler. Now, moving on to number 7. Another figure I don't really see on many people's top 10 lists, but it is incredible. And that is Legends Series 22 Sultan. Sultan has not had a figure since, I believe, 1997 when he came in a 2-pack in Manager Series 1 from the Jakks BCA line with Bob Backlund. That's right. And now we have Fatu here as the Sultan. And the thing that really sets this apart is that there's a lot of risk in this, right? Because there's all new tooling. A lot of these parts will never be used again. Those pants molds, the boot molds, the torso, the head. I can't see us getting another Sultan, at least not for a very long time. And all the colors pop. It's exactly on. Look at that. Look at that metallic blue, the gold. Everything they nailed. He's got the removable hat. He's got the removable cape. And you'll notice the cape even has printing all over it. It's so good. And it doesn't even need to be. This is like a figure that Nobody was like, I need Sultan. My collection is incomplete without the Sultan. Nobody was saying that. But when we all saw this on a lineup, we were like, yes, they're either going to nail this or it's going to be a complete flub. They nailed it. Going in with all of the new tooling is the way to go. And like right there, that's expensive. And I don't know if it was worth it or not, but to me, I'm so glad they did it. Number 7 is the Sultan. From the same set, number 6, Captain Lou Albano. You'll remember last year, a top figure for me was Captain Lou Albano from the Superstars line. This, and I even said, I don't even know if an Elite is going to be better than this. I was wrong. This Elite is way better than the Superstars. The likeness on the head is uncanny. I feel like I'm looking right at Mr. Albano. Look at the shirt. My favorite thing about the shirt, it's vintage looking. It's faded looking. It looks like it's been worn. It looks like it's literally from the 80s, the way that they did that vintage print. All right. Check out the Captain Lou vest. Excellent. He's even got, look, they left the line off, but he's got Adidas sneakers on. I love this. He comes with the breakable gold record. He's got the rubber bands in his face, the pointing finger. The likeness is there. They absolutely nailed this. And you can easily take off the shirt and you have shirtless Captain Lou under there. Again, I would love to see more Captain Lou's in the line, but I don't know how many more Albano figures they're actually going to include in there. And this is a guy who really hasn't had that many figures in his career. Classic Superstars, LJNs. He's had the FTC toys ones. He's had the original Legends from Jakks, but still not a high quantity of figures here. This one is definitely a top 10er for me. Next up at number 5, this one snuck me. I did not expect to have this on my top 5, my top 10, let alone my top 5, but it is a banger, and that is the Ringside Collectibles exclusive AEW Timeless Toni Storm Unrivaled Edition. First off, the box is beautiful, very old school Hollywood, right? Black and white except for her lips, which I love. But then the figure absolutely replicates that. Toni Storm with the kiss on the napkin is a nice touch. The black and white belt was not something I had on my bingo card. Both heads are excellent. The Marilyn Monroe dot is there. The red lips, they really got the grayscale tone perfectly. I didn't even realize that she had a shoe at first when this went up for pre-order. Cloth goods, everything about this is spot on and well done. Her tattoos, I mean, posed in the package, beautiful. Absolutely incredible. Hats off to Jazzwares. Sometimes they just really don't get it, right? They don't nail the likeness on things. This one, beautiful figure, and it's available now on Ringside Collectibles. Use code FIGHEAL to save 10%. Again, it's not a figure that I was like, that's going to be a banger. It's going to be, I did not expect it to be as good as it is. Next up is an exclusive. Whoops, dropped one. Is an exclusive, and it's one that I gush about, so I'm sure you guys expected to see this on my top 10. Number 4 is coming in from Boss Fight Studio. This is the Legends of Lucha Libre New York Comic Con exclusive Vampiro. First off, the packaging, amazing. I love the packaging, and I love that the hinge is on an angle, so it's not perfect, right? Like, I can't display this on a shelf because of that. And that might sound like a negative to some people, but I like that. It's staying true to how the coffin would open. Hinged there. Now, both heads are incredible. They look just like Ian. They look just like Vampiro. All the tattoos on the face paint is very intricate and well done. All the tattoos on the arm are very well colored in. He's got his WCW merch shirt. He's got the leather vest with all the bells and whistles, the spikes, everything. This thing is awesome. The only thing I could have made this better was making it a premium, but honestly, I don't even think it needs it. Everything about this is beautiful. Look at the throat tat, the hand tats. They absolutely mastered the tattoo art on these Vampiro figures. Now, this exact look, a lot of people were like, oh, it's fantasy. No, it's not. This look right here is based off of his comic book. This is what he wears in the comic book. But you could easily throw on the premium head on this, and you've got WCW Vampiro, which is part of the intention here. So, very awesome. Great packaging. Great standalone piece and a great addition to anybody's collection. Love it. And super limited, too. All right. Number 3. I've been saying that this is going to be my figure of the year for a long time. It's not figure of the year, but it's good. Number 3 is KWK Kayfabe Heroes Series 1 Comic Kid, aka Max Moon. This is variant A, the more traditional variant of him. This is what I expect. This is definitive Max Moon in my eyes. But this thing is so good. Comes with wrist gauntlets, comes with the shoulder pads, but guess what? I don't even think it needs these. I've said that. Looks great on, doesn't even need them. This figure right here is exact to what we wanted. I wanted Max Moon when I was a kid. I thought that it would have been just a fun, cool looking figure. You know what I mean? But man, this thing is incredible. Look at the colors. They all pop, the fine details, smooth paint apps. There is not a messed up mark on these things. When you take it out of the package, which I'm not going to do right now, I already did our unboxing on it. Each of the braids has the colors, the pink, the yellow, blue, intertwined in it very, very subtly and slightly. It's so impressive. Very, very cool. The hands come off so you can put the gauntlets on. I mean, it was just well constructed, well thought out, and honestly, incredible. Definitely thought about making a figure of the year, but there was a lot of goodies. And number 2 is another figure that I don't have in hand yet. I mean, I have it ordered. I'm waiting for it to come as I record this, and I'm sure I'll have it in hand well before this video goes live, but I like to get ahead of things, and that is Ultimate Edition Ringside Collectibles exclusive CM Punk. I mean, how could it not be on anybody's list, right? Again, I don't have it in hand, but I know plenty of people who have it. I've seen it in person. I've held it. I've looked at plenty of videos and pictures. This thing is perfect. Like it's one of those things that I'm not as attached to that era of CM Punk as other people are. I love the pipe bomb, but that moment, like it was just kind of like whatever to me. Like I didn't really, I was kind of not as into that story or anything. But the fact they included the kiss face, the hand, the title, all of the gear is perfect. Now, I have seen some bad paint apps on it, so I'm praying that mine doesn't have bad paint apps. It does, going back and getting a new one. The packaging is incredible. The blue, there's so many good things to say about it, the cloth goods, but every single piece is so well done, in my opinion. I think all the heads are great. I think all the tattoos are well done. It's an A+ figure to me, so I am making that my number 2 figure of the year. Now, moving on to my figure of the year, and that is probably very predictable. The Headbangers. Now, I know it's not a figure, it's 2 figures, but you can't have one without the other. Like, you can't just buy Mosh. You can't just buy Thrasher. You gotta buy both. So that's why I'm making an exception. I really don't like having 2 packs on there, but it makes sense. You can't just buy one. So you have to buy both. Plus, they go hand in hand. I love these. I love the skirts. I love the shirts. I love the belts. I love the head sculpts. Everything about these are incredible. Even the added bonus of the background, beautiful. They did the socks well, the red and the gray socks, the knee pads, incredible. The only downfall, I would say, is coloring in the boxers underneath. But again, that is so nitpicky and unnecessary because let's be honest, like none of us are taking off the skirts and having Mosh and Thrasher wrestle in those, right? I get it. Chaz wrestled in those, but Chaz didn't look like this. Chaz had hair. Chaz didn't have face paint. So it doesn't really work that way for me. So I think these are as close to perfect as it gets. And these have been my biggest want in the WWE Mattel line for over 10 years. Over 10 years I've been waiting for this. It's here, and it did not disappoint. So thank you, Mattel, for making dreams come true, literally, with that figure. So a lot of great stuff here. I'm sure people are going to complain, say I snubbed certain figures. Trust me, there is way more than these that are on my list of great figures from 2024. You just can't fit them all. You got to narrow it down to 10. And trust me, I had a list of like 30 figures, and I just kept deleting. Which ones do I like more? Deleting. Some of them got deleted because they were full-on re-releases, and I just didn't want to do that. So starting off at 10, we got Brody King. 9, Duke the Dumpster Droese. 8, Brandon Cutler. 7, the Sultan. 6, Captain Lou. 5, Timeless Tony. 4, Vampiro. 3, Max Moon. 2 is that ringside exclusive Ultimate Edition CM Punk. And number 1 is the Headbangers. So I would love to hear your top 10 list of 2024. So please comment below your top 10 list because I would love to read them. Again, we don't have to bash anybody's list, all right? Everybody likes things differently for different reasons. And trust me, there was a lot of great figures. And sometimes things had to get cut off just because of preferences here. So hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Fig Heel. Twitter is at The Fig Heel. Pick up the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, available now on Amazon.com, or simply go to HeelBooks.com. Make sure you join Whatnot at WhatHeel.com, and you will get $15 off your first purchase. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you for joining me. Peace. Are you a wrestling figure collector of WWE Mattel, AEW Jazzwares, and everything in between? Then you need Fig Heel's Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, the modern edition covering all releases from 2010 to present day. Featuring over 5,000 photos of action figures from the hottest brands, including independent toy makers. Keep track of what you have, want, and need, including loose, mock, and overall collection value. With shots by Matthew Goldberg, the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia is a must-have for collectors. Premium, full-color, and value black and white editions available now on Amazon.com. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Fig Heel. Pick up my book series on Amazon and my merchandise on ProWrestlingTees.com/FigHeel. Join my official sponsor, Whatnot, at WhatHeel.com and receive $15 off your first purchase.